What is up, people? You don't know, it's your boy Come On Brown, back with another video, and your boy pumping some iron. So today we're speaking about this huge behemoth power station here from AllPowers. Alright, before we continue, just to be completely transparent, this was actually supplied by AllPowers themselves. However, they have zero input into this video, and they are seeing it the same time as you guys. So this is my completely unbiased opinion, and all of my testing and stuff were all my ideas. So let's just keep it rolling. All right, now this one is special. This is one of the more modern power stations and one of the more affordable power stations, because this one packs lithium iron phosphate batteries, and there's a battery list, pun intended, of features included in this thing. Now, this is the pretty part of the video. You're barely seeing my head right now because this thing is so big, but this is the pretty part of the video right about now. I'm actually going to get straight down into the nitty-gritty, show you guys this thing live in action and the use cases for it, and let's get straight into it. Features: has 2 wireless charging pads that you can see here on top. You have 2 USB-A ports, 2 100-watt USB-C ports, and these are housed in the DC output that you actually have to turn on by pressing a button. That's the power button right there. You have a very detailed screen that shows all of your readouts from the input, the output, your current wattage, the amount of time left, the amount of charge left, etc. A DC output, car charger, and 4 outlets, 4 regular sized 3-pronged outlets for your AC power out. You can run your entire home office from this thing for hours on end. Depending on what you're doing and what you're using, you could probably get a full work day from this thing. The possibilities are endless. You can take your home office on the road with you. You can take it, go camping, power your entire campsite. Also, it has a couple of other extra features. I mean, right here you have a door that allows you to not only charge the unit, but reset it, you know, if it trips or anything like that, and a solar port. Yes, it actually uses solar power to recharge. 650 watts of solar power charging, people. That's a lot of power, and this thing charges very quickly. It actually has 3 charging modes that you will see in the app that I have here on screen right now. You have a passive charging, energy saving mode, a standard charging, and a very fast charging mode, and you will know how fast this thing is charging from the sound. Now, this is actually one of the more quiet power stations out there, surprisingly quiet. Like when you're even running kitchen appliances, this thing is dead quiet. On the other side here, you actually have expansion ports to daisy chain additional power stations, or they have additional external batteries that you can add to it. So they have a fairly simple ecosystem going on here, but very good. Especially, yet again, I'm reiterating the cost, people. This is a lot of power for the money that you're paying. Now, here I have a little scroll here. It's a lot of features, people. I had to write this down. I couldn't memorize all of this. But anyway, let's get straight down into it. It has a 1152 watt hour battery, approximately 1 kilowatt hour battery in this thing. A lot of power yet again. And it houses lithium iron phosphate battery. So that's one of the newer technology, and one of the newer version of lithium ion batteries out there. Gives you way more capacity, way more charge cycles. They rate this thing at approximately 3,500 charge cycles, so that's a lot. That could easily be years. Guys, this looks ridiculous. You're barely seeing my mouth right about now, but yeah, this thing is pretty big. I have the arch over. So yeah, let's get back into it. It has a 1800 watt AC inverter, 3000 watts of surge protection. I already mentioned the 650 watt solar charging power right there. A UPS feature. Well, you could use this thing as a battery backup, you know, if you have frequent power outages, or just to have it there just in case, depending on what you do. You can't afford to be down for any length of time. This comes in clutch as a very, very good, and I'm reiterating, very good UPS. I tested this thing, you'll soon see that coming up next, and it has about a 15 millisecond give or take time to kick in. So very feature rich, people. I already mentioned the charge cycles, I already mentioned, you know, the wattage and the power ratings, and this thing is so good it can run approximately 120 watts worth of power for about 6.5 hours thereabout, according to the company. But you know, your mileage may vary, but that is a lot of power right here, especially yet again for the cost. So let's just get on with this. I'm going to start out with the kitchen test. This is the end of the pretty part of the video. Everything going forward is just going to be me all dressed down, having a good old time, showing you guys how this thing works and let you have a feel of how this may actually benefit you. So let's get it on. All right, so I'm running a dry run test here, an ad hoc test in my kitchen. Kitchen's a bit messy, people just had breakfast, but here is an AllPowers unit right there, R1500. Here's my microwave, a kettle, a toaster oven, and the fridge, which is currently running, which is currently on and running. There's a plug from the fridge right there running up to the AllPowers. This is for the toaster oven, which is plugged in here. This is for the kettle, which is plugged in here, and this is the microwave. Now the fridge is already running and it's sucking about 111 watts. Now moving on to turn on the kettle. Here you go, we got power. You hear that fan kicking. You hear it? It's not so bad though, it's not so loud. I actually appreciate it's fairly quiet for what it is. It's now pulling about 1150 watts. I'm trying to max out this thing, I'm trying to make it trip. Let's see if I can run my whole kitchen from this pretty much. Right? Turning on the microwave. Microwave. It tripped. It tripped. Alright, so now we know the limits. So it definitely can run a fridge, and this is not a big fridge, as you can see. I didn't even get to the toaster oven, but it can safely run a fridge and this at the same time. The kettle, fairly high output appliances. However, you know, once you step up to the league of a microwave, yeah, your mileage may vary. So that's just to give you an idea of the power throughput of this thing and how much power that it can handle. I mean, the power ratings are there. There you go. There's an error message right there. It tripped. This is perfectly fine. It's doing what it's supposed to do to prevent any form of overload or over voltage. So that's actually pretty good. All right, so another ad hoc test here. One of the major features, as I said before, is that this thing can actually be used as a UPS. Now here, please disregard the cable management. This is a temporary setup. I have my monitor here, my aka 42-inch LG C3, my Mac Studio, a mini NUC PC, my MacBook, my PS5 Pro console, my wireless router over there, and some other knickknacks. Now everything is more or less plugged into that power strip that you see right there, and I'm just going to plug it right in to the AllPowers R1500. This is to be done deliberately. It has 4 ports here, 4 regular ports here, as you saw before, for AC, delivering AC power right there. However, I want to test the limits of this thing just like I did in the kitchen. This is what matters most to me, and for most people, especially if you're out on the go, if you're camping or somewhere mobile, I'd imagine you want to know if this thing can actually run your entire office or your entire operations on the go. You already know that it can run something like a fridge, microwave, or whatever. Maybe not all at once because of the power delivery and power demands. However, it can very well do it, which means it can also run power tools just fine. Now I'm going to plug everything here to see if you can run your own home office off of this thing and see how much it can actually handle. So let's just turn it on. There it is. One long hold press for a couple of seconds and it's back on. As you can see, 0 watts is currently being consumed and it has 13 days of power, 98% capacity remaining. I'm just gonna plug this thing in. There it is. It's plugged in. Still showing 0 watts. Let's see. Oh, I forgot I need to actually turn on the plugs here. Alright, so the AC output is currently activated. Right there. And right off the bat, there's a load. Leveling out at about 30 watts, give or take. It's still going down. Still going down because at the moment, okay, so leveling out at around 30 watts, give or take. Now, nothing is on at the moment, just my Bell wireless router right there is powering up. Here's a light here showing that the power strip is now on. It has a green light here, however it's hard to see because of, well, lighting conditions. This is for the mini NUC PC, Amazon Echo, some lights, my Mac Studio, my TV, PS5 Pro, and my Ivanki Thunderbolt hub. Now everything is more or less plugged in and running. This is the only thing that's immediately sucking power for obvious reasons. My TV, aka monitor, is in standby mode. Should be sucking a minute amount of power. So let's get this party started. Let's turn on the TV first of all. There it is. TV is now up. How much is sitting at here? 75 watts. 12 hours remaining. All right. My Ivanki Thunderbolt hub is currently on right there. The router, as you already saw, is already running. Let's turn on my Mac Studio here. I have to reach behind to do that, of course. That is now on as well. Let's see. Output here, 100 watts and counting. Well, more or less 100 watts, and it has now dropped to 10 hours. All right. So far it's holding good, still at 98% capacity. And let's turn something else on here. The PS5 Pro. Let's get that going. With my custom DualSense Edge here. Bam. There it is. It's on. The most powerful home console at the moment. Running along with the LG C3 OLED TV, the Mac Studio, and my router. Oh, and the Thunderbolt hub. How much you going at here? Still at 98% capacity, 173 watts thereabout, and about 5 hours remaining, which is very good, especially if you lose power while you're in a gaming session or doing work or whatever. So this is very good sign, a very good look. And everything here is running. Let me switch HDMI ports here. There we go. Running. Here you go. Let's jump right in. There it is. Pro is proing. It's on, doing its thing. And we're now at 160 watts thereabout. 6 hours remaining. So of course the appliances use more power starting up. When everything levels off, it will more or less use less power. So very good sign. 5 hours is tons of time, not only for you to safely shut your stuff down, but to also get some more work done or gaming, depending on what you're doing and who you are. So this is a very good sign. Let's turn on the mini NUC PC. I mean, this thing is very tiny. Windows shouldn't use much power anyway, but for the sake of this test, let's do this. It's now on. I'll now switch inputs. There we go. There it is. Windows startup right about there. I'm not even going to log in. I mean, that's sort of pointless. Point of this experiment here is just to see how much power this thing is consuming, and it's negligible. Of course, that's a very tiny PC. Sucks next to nothing when it is on. Yeah, so that's it. I mean, just to show you guys proof, this is pretty much an entire home office running off of this thing alone. Nothing is plugged into the wall. I mean, here's a power strip yet again. The only thing plugged into the wall right now is just this power brick here that's connected to other stuff, which really and truly on the headset right now. My Pulse Elite's charging from that. And that's about it, guys. I mean, I love this. 6 hours, guys. It just dropped a single percent to 97. This is pretty good. This is damn good. This is damn good, and at any point in time I won't even have all of these devices running at once. Excellent stuff, guys. I love this, especially for the price. As a standalone UPS device for something on the go, this is excellent value. I love this. And this is real world usage right here. And it is dead silent. This thing has 2 fans. As I said before, 2 fans. You don't even notice that they're on. They're on. If I put my ears like right beside it, I can hear it. But you can hear right now, all you're hearing is my voice. It's dead silent. If this thing wasn't so big, that's it compared to the PS5 Pro, if you want a size comparison, I would not know that this thing exists. Alright, before we move on, I actually had this thing running for about 15 or so minutes after I was rewatching what I just filmed, just to see how well it's doing here. Still at 93%, about 230 something watts output, leveled off, down to 3 hours. But again, I left everything running as is. My PS5 Pro is still on, my TV is still on, my Mac Studio is still on, my Ivanki is still on, my mini NUC PC is still on. Just to show you guys, I'm switching between the outputs. This is my Mac right there. That's my PS5 Pro. And that's my PC right there. And just for good measure, here's my Mac right there. Let me turn that on. It has 2 USB-C 100 watt output ports there. I'm going to plug this thing in. MagSafe, charging right there. It's got power, it's got the juice, and she's going. Now everything leveled back off to this, whatever. And there's more while it's charging. So, chopping my phone on there. There you go. Charging. So this thing is a true Swiss Army knife. Pretty flipping cool, guys. Like, It's back leveled off at about 175 watts, right? 180 watts there, but my fridge just kicked in if you're hearing that right about now. This thing is still dead silent. What you may be hearing right now is actually my fridge, which just kicked in. This thing is pretty flipping cool. Still at 5 hours remaining, approximately at 92%. 60 hertz. You can switch between 60 and 50 hertz, as you may have seen in the app. This thing is cool. So everything that you see here, everything, PS5 Pro, Mini PC, Mac Studio, MacBook, router. What am I missing here? Thunderbolt hub. Also connected to my Mac Studio is about 3 drives, and a Thunderbolt drive, and a regular SSD drive, a mechanical drive. All of these things, I'm not sure if I'm missing anything right about now, my router or whatever, being powered by this thing, and you're pretty much guaranteed for hours of additional gameplay and work. Play and or work until you're ready to shut down. Very good, guys. It's worth its weight in gold, and it will pay for itself. If you're someone who does jobs on the street, this thing works with power tools as well, obviously, for the amount of power output this thing does, and it's very quiet while doing it. Let me emphasize how silent this thing is. I'm putting the camera right up to the fans. I bet you cannot hear anything coming out of that right now, out of the beating heart of this thing. It's crazy, guys. It's crazy. It's crazy. So that's a freebie. That's an additional there to wrap this thing up. Alright, peeps. One more thing here to talk about. The solar panel. Now, this thing is pretty cool. Like, AllPowers sent me this as well, and it came in a neat package. This was more than I expected. Now, unfortunately, I cannot do a demo right now because, see that? It's the height of winter now, folks. Yeah, I ain't getting any sunlight for a while. So, yeah. Gonna have to simply do an unboxing, let you guys see what comes in the package, okay? So, getting right back to it. Going to unfold it, let you guys see what comes in here. Getting to it, I don't have my mic on right now. It's a bit ad hoc. Here's all the cables that come with it here. These, and all the bits, pieces here. All the connections, everything that you could ever need. Instruction manual, of course. And here's the best thing about this. This all comes apart, all breaks down. Here's the actual main connection to the unit itself that you may see over there in the corner. So this is the actual solar panel. This is one of the legs that you're looking at right here. That's one of the legs. But let's just unfold this here for a second. It's a bit strange at first, but here you actually have 2 clips. Press those and it just folds right out. It's pretty big. Like, I'm gonna have to set the camera back for this. This is pretty huge, but you can see the panels right here. That is all the surface area we're working with right there. I'm stuck inside it again thanks to the weather, but this is it unfolded. Pretty much you have 1, 2, 3, 4 panels folded into one. At the back here, each panel has its own stand that you can use for it to stay up like that. Pretty cool, very sturdy. You can just slap it back on like that. Let's see if I can get a connection here. Now here's the unit, right? Over this side here, you actually have the port right here to plug in the solar panel. So unzipping that portion at the back, you have to connect it to this right here. It's pretty simple. Nobody can really mess this up. Very easy and very simple to connect. Bam, bam. There it is, right there. And you simply plug it in. Voila, you're good. With nature, this thing can charge up to 650 watts. That is insane power. However, we ain't getting any of that right now. It's winter here in Halifax. It's crazy, nothing right now, so just have to do. But yeah, there's not much more to be said about this thing. It's excellent value. You get all of this for a very, very good price. If you're interested, you can check the link in the description below. And of course, thanks for tuning in. You don't know, I'll appreciate a like, subscribe, and of course, hitting that little notification bell so you know when the next video is out. See you guys in the next one. Peace out. Stay warm and take care.